In the day's other headlines, the weather whiplash shows no signs of letting up, with travelers caught in the middle.
Look at this line. I mean, it's long. I hope I don't miss my flight.
The wild weather has played a part in the more than 7,000 delays across the country. The airport upheaval has been compounded by the DHS shutdown, which has led to widespread TSA staffing shortages. A top TSA official said today that some smaller airports may have to shut down if agency funding remains cut off. It comes after powerful storms swept through the eastern half of the country, toppling trees and power lines overnight in parts of New England. While in the upper Midwest, people are still digging out from feet of snow that fell over the weekend. In Cuba, utility providers are slowly restoring power after the island's latest blackout. That's as Trump administration officials call for new leadership. The Caribbean nation suffered its third countrywide blackout in just the last 4 months, which officials largely blame on the ongoing U.S. oil blockade. In that Oval Office meeting earlier today with Ireland's delegation, Secretary of State Marco Rubio stressed that Cuba's leaders are incapable of addressing its problems.
They're in a lot of trouble, and the people in charge they don't know how to fix it, so they have to get new people in charge.
Just yesterday, President Trump said he could have the honor of taking Cuba in some form, adding, quote, "I can do anything I want with the nation." It follows Cuba's president saying talks have started between U.S. and Cuban officials with the aim of ending the crisis. In Afghanistan, officials say at least 400 people were killed in an airstrike overnight by Pakistan. Workers pulled bodies from the wreckage of a drug rehabilitation hospital in Kabul today, and the Taliban-led government threatened retaliation. Pakistan did claim responsibility for the strike, but said it had targeted a military facility. And it dismissed Afghanistan's claims that hundreds were killed as propaganda. Survivors filled nearby hospitals where they described the chaotic moments of the attack.
I was in the kitchen cooking food for the patients when suddenly I heard the sound of an aircraft and the kitchen filled with fire. I rushed outside and saw that everything was on fire. The flames were coming from above.
The UN has called for an investigation of the strike. It marks a dramatic escalation in tensions between the two countries following weeks of cross-border attacks. Back in this country, residents in northeast Ohio reported a loud boom this morning as a suspected meteor fell from the sky. The National Weather Service put out this video of the fireball streaking across the horizon. You see it there. It could be seen hundreds of miles away, with the American Meteor Society saying it received reports from Wisconsin to Maryland. An astronomer with that organization said it was likely the size of a softball or a basketball, though an expert at NASA put it at nearly 6 feet across. And of course, today is St. Patrick's Day, which brought celebrations of Irish heritage across the country. As usual, New York City hosted the world's oldest and largest St. Patrick's Day parade with roots dating back to the 1760s. Thousands braved the cold to watch marching bands, veterans groups, and community organizations march up Fifth Avenue, with many dressed in their festive green. Meantime, on Capitol Hill today.
In many ways, the story of America cannot be told without the story of the Irish. We are intertwined in that way.
House Speaker Mike Johnson joined President Trump and Ireland's leader Micheál Martin for a Friends of Ireland luncheon. While in Boston, former President Joe Biden, who often speaks about his Irish roots, made an unannounced stop at a St. Patrick's Day breakfast where he commended Ireland's commitment to democratic values. On Wall Street today, stocks held steady despite another rise in oil prices. The Dow Jones Industrial Average managed a slight gain of nearly 50 points. The Nasdaq added roughly 100 points on the day. The S&P 500 also ended slightly higher. And Kiki Shepard, longtime co-host of Showtime at the Apollo, has died.
All right, we're going to bring out the lovely Kiki Shepard. All right. Woo, look at that. Woo. Looking like Miss Jetson, huh?
Dubbed the Apollo Queen of Fashion, Shepard was a staple on the show, appearing from 1987 to 2002. She also appeared on a range of TV shows, including A Different World and Grey's Anatomy. And Shepard was a devoted advocate for patients and families of those affected by sickle cell disease. Her representative said she died of a heart attack. Kiki Shepard was 74 years old. Still to come on the News Hour, how the closure of the Strait of Hormuz is causing massive trade disruptions worldwide. We examine the career and qualifications of Senator Mark Wayne Mullen, President Trump's pick to lead the Department of Homeland Security. And Team USA faces off against Venezuela in the World Baseball Classic Final.
This is the PBS News Hour from the David M. Rubenstein Studio at WETA in Washington, headquarters of PBS News.
Support journalism you trust. Support PBS News. Donate now, or even better, start a monthly contribution today.